Today I'm here at this converted barn, and we've had a call. There's across the eaves there's a swarm of bees that have managed to get in. Okay, so we're going to actually dismantle that today, and I'm going to do that. But I've been asked how our Bee Vac works, so I'm going to explain that in this video, and the next video we're going to have a look at this swarm when I can get it out. But I want to show you how the Bee Vac actually works. Excuse the wind here, it's not a very nice day. As you can see behind me, the floor's all wet. It has been raining on and off. It's not an ideal day to do this, but the homeowner's been waiting a little while and I've been unable to do it due to the weather, but it's getting sort of to the crux now where it needs to be done because they are expecting a new child to be joining the family very shortly. So I'm going to explain this Bee Vac to you. I'm going to take it all apart. Right, as you can see, we have a base. Let me spin him around. Okay, so as you can see, we have a base, and here we have a little hole. Here we have a little hole where the hose goes, okay, and we can close that off with this, and that's all that section is, okay guys. The next section we have then is the body. Okay, now this body sits above that little base, just like so, and in between these two sections we've got draft excluder, which helps to keep the air nice and tight in it. Now there's 12 frames in here. Most of them are deeps, and they have no foundation in them at all, okay. However, so we've got 6 like that have no foundation, and we have 6 with foundation, okay. What this does, it keeps these from moving around, but it gives them an area on this side where they can all congregate just as a mass of bees, or we have frames on this side that they've got something they can cling to, and it stops them being pulled up into the next part. As you can see, here's the excluder we were on about. This is the next section. This is some hardware cloth, and it's 8mm, so it stops the bees coming through. That sits on top, okay, because we need to stop the bees coming up any further than that point. And then on top of that we have our lid, okay, and this lid, again, draft excluder on it. And the reason it's been designed like this is so that I can literally take them two off, pick this section up and put that onto the hive stand, and you've already got your makeshift hive before you even start. Eventually I will get round to painting them, but it makes moving the bees much easier once they've been vacuumed. So back onto the mesh screen and onto the lid. Once the lid is on, we square it up and we pull a strap up over it, okay, and this strap is hooked onto 2 eyelets that are screwed into the base area, okay, and all we do, we ratchet it down, which tightens up all of the areas where the draft excluder is, and that is essentially the Bee Vac, okay. The next step, we've got the hose off a hoover, an old hoover, okay, and that's literally just sits into the top there, and we can control the flow from the hoover with this here, which is another hole drilled, as you can see, okay, and we can control that then by how much it wants to suck, because what we don't want to do is be sucking them through the pipe at such a speed that it kills the bees. So we can control the vacuum. Then we have our long hose that comes down into this hole in the bottom, which we already explained, like that, and that's how they go in. So they go into a space about that deep, which is just clear, okay, and then they can come up into the frame section and they can't get into this top section, you know, where they needed, okay. And that's essentially how the Bee Vac works, guys. It's all made out of plywood, a little bit of melamine on the top and bottom, which is what I had spare at the time, some hose, an old hoover. You know, it's probably only cost about 30 or 40 pound to make, I suppose. But it does make these removals out of hard places much, much easier. Talking of Bee Vacs, I've done a very similar thing on this one. Okay, I'm just going to turn it a bit. This is what's known as a nuke. You've seen them before, but I create the hole there is for the bees to go in and out to use the nuke as a beehive. This is really for collecting smaller ones, but all I did was I adjusted the top, so inside it's exactly the same, some frames, but I adjusted the top and I've just got mesh built in there, excuse the earwig. I've just got a bit of mesh in there to stop them getting up, and there's a block here where the hoover plugs into. Essentially that's exactly the same thing, and then there's a hole here to control the flow. All right, so this is just a smaller version that they made, but we'll also utilize that later on if we can catch the queen, and I'll show you in the next video on how to do that. Anyway guys, I hope this is of interest for those people out there who want to collect their own swarms. I know it's getting on in the season now, but you know, at the end of the day, you know, it's there for you if you do want to make one. They're very easy. Use a hive body, build a base and a roof to go with it. It's as simple as that. And by using that hive body, like I said, you can literally take it off out of the bee thing, put it onto a bottom board, put a roof on it, and you've got a hive there ready to go, and then just replace the hive body and for next time. Anyway guys, that's it from this video. Stay tuned for the next video where we actually get this swarm, or hopefully get this swarm, out of this barn. Anyway, I'll speak to you shortly. Bye.